guys, Duchess Braids here, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm getting ready to do my niece's hair, and it's been a while since she sat in my chair, and she is just super excited. But she texted me today, and honestly I had forgot that I was supposed to be doing her hair, and it just reminds me of when I was in the shop and how I was actively using acuity scheduling, where I would almost always know. One, my clients won't forget because it will always remind them that they have an appointment. But for me, I would just use that as my daily calendar to see what I have going on for the day. Now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like even though I don't do hair as often anymore, I could definitely still put it into my acuity scheduling, because then I could remind someone else that they did schedule me. I even forgot what I was doing. So I was like, what do I need to prepare to do? In acuity, they get to choose exactly what they're getting done. And so I would already have known, like, what do I need to prepare for as far as what type of style. If it's a sewing, I know I need to thread some needles. If it's a braid style, I know I need to get the gel out. If it's a silk press, I know I need to, you know, prepare to wash, prepare to like blow out and all that stuff. So acuity scheduling definitely helped with organizing, especially for someone like me where I am very forgetful. You could tell me yesterday that I'm supposed to be doing something today and I will forget. So it's a way to just help people like me remember what we're supposed to be doing, and so that we can prepare ahead of time. She doesn't pay me. However, if she did pay me, the deposit would have already been paid and I would know what the total is at the end. And now normally I would just take cash, but multiple other options that we could use for her to pay. We can pay through her card. We could pay through, like, you know, PayPal, like just different systems to use to be able to pay for the service, even though she's not paying me, because I don't charge my family members, even though sometimes the way they use me, I wish I did. Or even if I have to send a hey boo text, I can't do it today. I have access to their information to do that. Also, she's able to fill out some forms and answer some questions in there to let me know, hey, is this a wig that I'm gonna have to bleach? Because, you know, that's gonna take more time and I have to have the stuff available to do that. These are all the things that acuity scheduling would have been able to prepare me for had I used it. And these are the things that if you need a scheduling system, that it could prepare you for. And if your stylist is not using one, I highly recommend, if you're able to have this conversation with them, to let them know, like, hey, you should be using a scheduling system. It's just an easier, more convenient way to schedule. Now, when you click the link in my description box to sign up for acuity scheduling to get 1% off, you use code Duchess Braids 20 to get 20% off your first acuity subscription. And then you can also click the QR code, and that will take you right to signing up for acuity scheduling. And everything that you need will be in the description as well. So go ahead and check it out there. And let's continue on with the video.
So my niece is here, and this is the canvas we are working with, y'all. She did have locks in recently and she unraveled them. And so this is what her hair is looking like now. I'm excited to jump right back into caring for her hair, and so we're going to be doing a wig. She did buy the wig from the hair store. It's very inexpensive, and so we're not going to do too much to the wig, but we're going to treat it like it's a normal, regular, expensive wig. And so I'm going to start with the braid down. You guys already know my braid down pattern by now. If not, I'm going to show you guys, but I'm not going to go through the full braid down pattern. I'm just going to do a few braids, and then we're going to skip to what the pattern looks like. So this is what the pattern looks like based off of how thick and long her hair is. I didn't have to do too many small braids. I just did this. I just wanted it to be neat. Then we're going to jump in with the Got to Be Glued and lay down her edges. And she is extremely dramatic, y'all. It is not that cold, but this is just the faces that she makes, and this is what makes doing her hair so much fun, because it's like a love-hate. Because one, she don't sit still, so I'm always fighting with her, and then two, she's just overly dramatic about every single thing, and so I just find it really funny. But once I got done with the Got to Be Glued, that's how her hair looked. I slicked it back with my hand and the comb, and I'm gonna blow dry it on 140. This is gonna make sure that all the edges, all the hair is slicked back into it. Then I'm gonna go in with some rubbing alcohol, y'all, and I barely had any left in this thing, but we got some out. I'm gonna clean up around her edges, around her perimeter, and take off all that got to be glue that's around it. And once I'm done doing that, y'all, I'm gonna go in with a protectant spray after making sure that it's dry. I'm going to go in with a protectant spray, and this is going to help to protect her skin from the glue because we are going to be using a glue today. And so I just find that it's within my family, we're allergic to a lot of things. So I feel like with this, I want to make sure her skin's not allergic to the glue. And so I want to protect it as much as possible. Then I'm going to go in with this Bios HD cap. I love this cap. It's so thin. It just feels like nothing's on once it's laying down. It's thin, really good for lace closure. I believe it's the newest thing on the block. And then I'm going to go in with the bowl hold and go ahead and just put that down around her perimeter as well. And this is just get the lace to adhere to her head. And once that is on, and I'm going to use this to spread it around while avoiding her hairline, y'all. I don't want too much on her natural hair because we are trying to protect her hair. We're not trying to pull her edges out and leave her edgeless, right? So once I've done that and the glue is drying, I'm going to go in with my needle and thread, and I'm going to thread around the rest of the perimeter of her hair, and so that we can have a nice and stable cap on. And as you guys can see how I put my needle through, I just think it's really cool to put a needle through like this, and it's like a tuck over the braid, go through under. And so this is what it's going to look like once you have done that. And once that's done and the glue is dry, I'm going to go around the perimeter and cut away the excess lace that we don't need. And make sure when you're doing this, guys, with a scissors that you get really close to the glued down part, but you want to also make sure you don't snip their skin. All right, it's really easy when you're tugging on the skin and tugging on the lace and your scissors is so close to the skin to nip someone, and you really want to just make sure you don't do that. And so just go around the edges lightly, and you can also use a razor to cut it, but I just prefer doing this with the scissors, just taking off the excess lace. Now we're going to use this Vella wig from the hair store, guys. Look, this is an inexpensive wig, and I can tell by the texture of the hair. It did say you can put heat to it, but I do not trust it. Just from looking at it, I can just tell it can't take much of anything, but it looks fine. It came pre-plucked. I wouldn't say pre-bleach, but it wasn't so dark. The knots weren't so dark, and so I'm fine with the wig. It looked wiggy. It looked hair store wig, but we're gonna do the best we can with it. And then I'm gonna go in with the bowl hold again and do a nice thick layer on the lace, and partially on the lace, partially on the skin. And then I'm gonna smooth that out and allow that to dry down. And once that's dried down, I'm gonna go ahead and put the wig on. All right, before I even put the lace on, I'm going to use this Ruby Kisses cream that matches her complexion. And I'm going to put on the lace because the lace is a transparent color. It's pretty white, and she is a nice chocolate color. So I definitely want to color this to make sure that it blends in well with her skin. So I color almost the entire inside and a little bit on the hairline in the front. Yes, the makeup is going to get on the hair, but it's going to wipe off. So there's no need to worry about that. All right, so once I'm done coloring the hair, I'm going to just make sure that the wig fits on her head. And normally, y'all, we have issues with wigs being too big for her head, but in this case the wig was a little small. I don't know where she got this wig from because her head is so tiny, and so we always have issues with wigs just being too big and having to adjust the wig to make sure that it fits her head. But this wig was just almost perfect but a little bit small, so I had to pull it forward. Honestly, I didn't want to do too much plucking, too much of anything with the wig, because when you're dealing with a wig like this, it's just easy to just not look good. So I'm gonna go in with the Got to Be glue spray. I pulled her baby hair out. It did come with some long baby hair, and so I put that on it. I'm gonna tie the band down and have it on her head for about 5 minutes. Let her go eat a snack, go enjoy, and then once she gets back in a chair, then I'm gonna unravel the band. And she is a sign of relief because I did do it a little tight. But once I pull it down, the wig is adhered to her skin now. So I'm able to pull it back. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut around the perimeter of the hair as close to the glue, even though we are going to lose some of the natural baby hair that came with the wig, because I'm going along the line of the glue. I'm not going along the line of the wig, just the line of where the wig attached to the glue. And so we are going to lose some hair, but luckily this hair was pre-plucked a decent amount inwards, and so it's still going to look natural around her perimeter. I went ahead and sprayed the Got to Be glued one more time and put the band on, and I laid some edges, and basically I believe I also sewed it down. So we missed a few steps, but this is how the wig turned out. She didn't want to cut it down too much or do anything to it. So we just played with it a little bit, and look how gorgeous she's looking. She's always feeling herself. And it's just the funniest thing because she really be serving face when she's in this wigs. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.